So if you do card tricks long enough, eventually you get someone that's going to ask, can you cheat at cards?
Can you cheat at cards?
I
Tom?
can.
Yeah.
That's very good. See, it happens every time. And then, of course, there's always the follow-up question that they're going to ask, which would be, what do you think?
Can you get the aces?
That's
or
exactly.
like that?
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Can you cut to the 4 aces? That's usually the second one they ask. I just have to do this. I do this. You know, my answer is, of course, I can cut to the 4 aces, but that's really not cheating at cards. That's kind of showing off. That's just like I can cut to the 4 aces.
Okay.
Because you wouldn't want to do this in a card game. You wouldn't want to start by sitting down at the table and go, oh, look, I can cut to the 4 aces.
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
Yeah, nobody's going to play with you. And not only that, but they could shoot you. So that's not a good start to the game at all. But if you're interested, I can show you a good way that you can cheat at cards.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, so let's say I want to get myself the 4 aces at the end of the game to win the game. I'm not going to start with the 4 aces. That's too easy, first of all, and it's pretty obvious too. So what I normally would do is, like, we'll play a 4-hand game of cards, and I'll start by making sure that each one of us gets at least one of the aces.
Right.
And then we'll have to deal some more cards out to everybody. So we'll play 5-card draw. So everybody gets 5 cards. We got 4, so we need 16 more cards. All right. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 cards. Now I'm going to show you the faces of the cards as we deal them out on the table, because this is also part of the cheating lesson.
Okay.
Because you want to try and keep people in the game for as long as you can to raise the pot, so you
Right.
make more money, right? So the first game I'm going to deal some cards. Oh, look at what this guy got. He's got 2 pair. He's got queens and 4s.
Yeah.
And an ace. This guy's definitely going to stay in the game. He's probably going to bet the house on this hand right there. I know I would, if I had a house. The second guy, now it's not quite as good. But he's got a 2, 3, and a 5. So partially could start straight. So he might stay. And again, remember that they all have an ace. So with ace high, that's appealing to somebody to stay in the game.
Yeah.
The next guy has got 8, 9, 3, 5. Kind of a hodgepodge. He may stand, he may not, but again, he's got the ace for the high card, so he may think that might be good enough to win in the game. Now, it really doesn't matter what cards I have. They're pretty good cards, but it doesn't really matter what cards I have, because remember, I'm going to end up giving myself the aces. So it really doesn't matter what the other cards I give myself are for the pack. So that's another rule of cheating. You want to make sure that you give people at least a good enough hands that they'd stay in the game.
That makes sense, yeah.
And then one of the most important rules of cheating is when you do the move, the cheat, the actual move that you're going to cheat, you only want to do it once in a game.
Okay.
You don't want to cheat throughout the game, because then it might become obvious that you're cheating. If you saw the movie Rounders, the one guy keeps cheating and the game eventually gets beat up because they eventually catch on, well, this is... And you could also get sloppier as the evening goes on, so you don't want to do that. So you usually want to move once and only once in the game. Now, I developed a very subtle move that you're probably not even going to notice that I'm going to do to get the aces.
Right, okay. Yeah?
I've already done it, believe it or not.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Yes, you didn't see a thing, did you? No. And I've got the aces. Now, you don't believe me, but you see there's no longer any ace here. He still has his 2 pair. There's no longer any of the aces here, and there's no longer any of the aces there. But the most important rule of gambling that he taught me is you never actually really tell the truth, because the whole time I was lying. I wasn't doing a secret move.
Right.
I actually switched those aces for other cards because I wanted to make sure I won. I gave myself the royal flush and spades instead. That way I knew I'd win the hand.
That's a great trick.
Thank you very much. So of course I can cheat.